Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's on the road to God's Land. We are in Path of Exile. Just got back from dialysis today, so I figured I did want to try and get some extra content out while I recover from my surgery and stuff as well. So I want to try something I want to basically put up stuff that's a little less strenuous than trying to do ranked and Tekken right now. I've been playing ARPGs lately on the side, outside of the mainly training and Tekken and stuff like that. So it's like, especially right now, since I haven't been really pushing Tekken right now because of my surgery. So it's been the ARPG thing, and I'm thinking I probably will make the ARPG more of a mainstay outside of course, Tekken being the main draw to the channel. I might have ARPGs be the secondary thing, be it that it's something that I can get into that's not too stressful. I don't need to, it's not a thing where, like how story-driven games, I need to like constantly keep uploading those so that the story doesn't get too played out and old, so that you can see the entirety of the story. Like for instance, when we played Cyberpunk together, I needed to make sure that I played that game to completion because it's such a story-based game. That's mainly what you're there for, is to witness the story. But in something like ARPGs, while there is decent stories and stuff like that, it's more just about the crafting and the theory crafting of builds and slaying out and whatnot. A lot more relaxed way of gaming when I'm in a situation where I'm taking hydrocodone mixed with Tylenol for pain, so it's like, it's something that I can kind of do without having to rely on razor sharp focus. Like when I'm playing Tekken, I have to rely on razor sharp focus. And like when I come back from dialysis and when I'm taking these pain meds for my surgery, I am not razor sharp, people. But today we're gonna get into a beginner's guide. I've been playing this game now for about 100 hours, a little over 100 hours. And that's kind of how I gauge games. If a game can keep me occupied for over 100 hours, at that point, I will then consider it worthy enough to at least make some kind of content about it. But it's got to be able to hold me for more than 100 hours. And this game has been able to reach that point. And what's crazy about this game is I'm at the 100 hour mark. But the reason why I'm only making a beginner guide right now, I'm not trying to make any like advanced guides, is because even in this 100 hours, I haven't really gotten a character past Ascension other than my main Necromancer. So what I wanted to do instead was I wanted to try and do a beginner's guide while these ideas and these things are fresh in my head, because I know the journey from where I have reached in my first ascended character on is going to be hundreds of more hours ahead. So I don't want to forget the things I got going on in my brain now and formulating them out and putting them out for you guys to see. Path of Exile is a free game. There is a microtransaction shop in the game, and it is based around cosmetics and quality of life utility. I know that in Path of Exile 2, I'm not exactly sure if they're going to keep doing this, but in this particular game, this game was made back in like early 2000s. They charged you for extra stash tabs. You had to buy the premium currency for extra stash tabs and stuff like that. Mainly just quality of life things. Hopefully in Path of Exile 2, I heard that they're not going to do that. I think that was more in reaction to how Diablo 4 stash tab system, how that whole kerfuffle happened. So I believe in Path of Exile 2, they won't be charging for at least I don't think they're gonna be charging for a lot of the stash tabs. Like here, anything beyond what you normally get, you're gonna probably have to end up buying. They don't seem to be expensive at all. Like, I think like the cheaper ones, like the normal stash tabs you can get, they're like 40 coins, which is like $5. You can get like 50. We'll look and see. But we're gonna first start off with this. You're gonna start off making characters. I've got about 7 of them right now. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a new character. And we'll start them off on a standard. You can play the leagues if you want to play the leagues to get the special stuff in leagues. Or, you know, you can play standard. I'll start it off with standard just so that you can get the base understanding of what this game is like. So, you're going to be given 6 classes: the Templar, the Shadow, the Marauder, the Ranger, the Duelist, and the Witch. And each of these 3 are going to spread out into 3 separate classes once you reach Ascendancy. So like for instance, for the Witch, you'll play a Witch until you ascend, and then once you ascend, you'll be able to choose between 1 of 3 advanced classes, whether it be Elementalist, the Occultist, or the Necromancer. So those 3 are under the Witch category, and that'll basically be for all 6 of these guys. So there's plenty of base creations you can do. In the beginning, I will say you might want to just keep it simple in terms of what do you want your base playstyle to be. Do you want to be a healer? Then you might go him. While you can go, like, you might want to go a Templar if you want it to be more of a healer based style of play. But you could go her and turn her into a healer. You see what I'm saying? You could take your, a Witch and turn her into a more healer based magic user. Like, you could go Elementalist with her, but then like have a lot of healing skill. Or like for instance, you could take a rogue and make him, more of a bomb lobber or a trapper or things of that nature. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play a let's find something we want to kind of play here. We'll take let's think. We'll take a Witch. And we'll make a like right now I currently have an Elementalist and I have a Necromancer for her. We're gonna make this one more of a well, I did want to make a buffer character, a character that did like a lot of buffing and stuff like that. I guess that would that be her? Yeah.
Why do the keen of mind seek to satiate their curiosity in darkness and depravity? Innocence is our father. Arieth is our mother. When a daughter strays from the light, she makes herself an orphan. Learn well the lessons that Rayclass will teach you, witch. It is your only hope of finding your way home.
Alright. We're gonna name her Ophelia. Now our goal with her is going to be like spreading disease and plague. You got an undead one, and we've got our mage. So now we're gonna get our plague, basically our dot. Now the way our dot queen, basically. Now what you're gonna end up doing, you're gonna end up here, and of course you can use all the tutorials. First thing you want to do once you're in the game, you're gonna want to go to options. You're gonna go to your inputs, and you're gonna want to tweak these bound skills. As you can see here, these will normally be these skills will normally be on your QWERT right here, and then you're gonna have another one if you hold the control. As you can see how these switch at the bottom, and then there'll be control QR and QWERT for the next set right there. So what we're gonna do instead is if you wanted to make it a little easier and not have to worry about holding down control in the middle of fighting, you can make these however you want to make them, and then you can make the second set under the control scheme here. You can instead just make them other keys as well, so that you can be able to quickly hit these buttons when you need to. Beyond that, you'll want to make sure that your game is set and make sure your graphics are set the way they need to be. You can kind of see what we're rolling with here. Make sure all your graphics and settings are good. Notifications, make sure you have whatever notifications you want on. Those you don't want. Make sure your sound settings are decent and whatnot. When it comes to the UI, you may want to make sure that the where's it at? Show allied names on the map, and you'll also want to make sure that you can see health bars as well, like show many life bars on allies and many life bars on enemies. You'll want to do that so that you can kind of know how the enemy, because again, the enemy's health will show up at the very top, but only when you hover over their bodies. Like if you hover over him, like how he's lighting up like that, and the health will come up here. But if you want to see the health right above their head so that you can just know, you don't have to worry about having to actually hover over them. You want to turn those on. Show the monster's resistances also. This here will always highlight chests and waypoints. Now you don't have to turn that on, but I don't necessarily do it. But if you want to do that, you can. Of course, all the chats and stuff like that, and the boxes and all that. Just make sure all that stuff is good and set before you venture out. Now that you're ready, oh, hold on, woo, sharp pains. All right, now that you're ready and you're in your set, you can just click anywhere on the screen and you'll get up.
The very sand shivers with malice. There's a power here that welcomes me.
Now, I'm going to skip all these tutorials, but you would, of course, use your mouse and keyboard. This is an ARPG, so it's more of a top-down style. You run around. You can zoom in a little bit and whatnot. And of course, you'll see stuff highlighted on the ground. That's like a wand I can pick up. Alright. Now, the way you would attack, as you can see here, my default attack is put to the left click. But the left click also makes me move. We don't want to have that. We don't want to have the thing where our attack is the same thing as our moving, because what'll happen is you'll get surrounded by enemies, and while you're trying to run, you might accidentally click an enemy, and your character will attack the enemy and stand still to do so, instead of running like you need them to. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on any one of these down here. I would say click on the first one, and you see how you can bind that default attack to that. Then we're going to take the one right here for our click for our moving. We're going to take this and we're going to go to move only. And now, even if we try and like click on an enemy, they won't attack. They'll only move towards the enemy. That's it. Because this is only for movement now. And this, and now we can just hit our button and get, and we have ourselves set up now to actually go forward. A dying exile is here. You'll just talk to him.
You and I, we're the only ones that made it to shore. Alive, anyway. Looks like you found something you can defend yourself with. Good. This place is crawling with criminals. There's smoke rising just east of here. Could be worth checking if there's...
Yeah.
The dead will soon rise for me, not against me.
Alright. Now, as you can see, loot drop. Loot in this game is completely random. Other than like, you know, rewards that you get for quest lines, but like loot that drops from enemies are completely random. And what we're gonna do here is we wanna try and keep ourselves, because again, if you haven't spent money in the game yet for like stash space, I'm gonna teach you how you can kind of keep yourself in order, where you're not basically hoarding things that's unneeded. First and foremost, the game right now, you wouldn't know this, but I'm gonna teach you this. You're gonna hit the P key on your keyboard and you're gonna bring up this big ass grid. Now, don't pay attention to the grid just yet. We're gonna start paying attention to the grid later on in the stream. But right now, this is all of your options here. As you level up, you'll be able to go through all these grids and you can choose whichever way you want to go and get all the different things and stats. And this is your passive skill tree. This is all the stuff that's going to happen in the background. This is not actively giving you any like abilities or anything. This is just passive background stats that you can build your character in the background with. But what we're going to look at is this thing in the middle. Depending on the class you have, you will have like a base place where you start from. Because I'm picking a witch, my base stat is going to be intelligence. That's going to be what basically rules my character. Now, if you pick like a duelist, you would see the duelist would have his picture up here, and you would see lines coming from the strength stat and the dexterity stat, because the duelist is a hybrid class. He relies on both strength and dexterity. So this is going to be necessary for you to understand that, okay, I am a class that's relying solely on intelligence, basically. And the reason why we need to know that is because when we pick up loot, we're only going to be picking up loot that has any form of... We're only going to keep loot that has anything to do with us and our stats, and our actual chosen stats. But not only that, but we're going to go with anything blue and up. You see how this is this nice blue here? We're going to pick up those blue gauntlets because, you know, we need those. But we're not going to pick up whites. And the only time we're going to actually pick up whites of anything is going to be our flasks. If you notice these health flasks, you can take these health flasks off and you can drop them on the ground. They're like items. Now, the thing about Hell Flask is you're going to get more powerful versions of them. So you'll be able to throw these little small ones away as we get more, get more of them. So, let's go over here and click on these, pick these up. Now that we pick those up, you're going to see that we have a scroll here called the Scroll of Wisdom. The game gives you 3 of them to start off with. You see how it says unidentified? I can't put this on at all until I use a scroll, right click on it and click on scroll to identify it. Now that I've identified it, you can see its full stats now. And we're going to go ahead and put those on. Now, mind you, they're not made for me, but because we don't have any sort of gear right now, we're just going to do that. Now we have Fireball. Now, this is where your actual abilities come from. Your actual abilities come from gems. These gems, as you can see, there's these sockets. You can put these gems in those sockets. The color of the gem corresponds to the color of the socket. Blue gems, blue sockets, red gems, red sockets. Like that. Now you see how they're linked together? What the link allows you to do is, like for instance, let's say I put this Fireball right here. Boom. I now have Fireball on my hotbar, and I can just right click, and now I got a Fireball spell. Now I can actually put supports. There's going to be support gems, and support gems basically you put them in the linked socket to basically change the way the actual spell that is linked to operates. And this is how you kind of like fine tune your ability. All right, so we're gonna head out here. All right. Now, you would hold the Alt key down if you wanted to see if there was like loot on the ground, because I know it's kind of hard to tell with loot when there's loot. So you would hold the Alt key in order to see it. Alright. And you hold the Alt key. I would say after you kill a group of enemies. Oh, didn't mean to walk up on him. Oh, hit him. Now you see there's something on the ground there. You can see I can hover over it. But I can also hold the Alt key and it'll show it up on the map like that, no matter where it's at. So let's go click on that. Now we have our helmet on. We got our gloves on. We look really weird like this, but again, now for the map. There's 2 maps. If you hit the U key, you'll see the world map, and these will show you all the different areas that are in this particular area. But then if you hold the tab, if you push the tab button, it'll bring up. It'll zoom the mini map up into the middle of the screen, and as you can see, that little the map isn't basically open to you. You have to discover it as you run across, and as you see, as we move across, it starts to expand out, and that's how you kind of like see your way through places. Now, if you notice how when I hit them with the Fireball, it doesn't always do it, but sometimes they set on fire. And that, of course, you know, is a dot. It is a damage over time ability. In this class, we're going to make an occultist. So we're going to make her rely on damage over time abilities. Alright. And there's a shield on the ground. Now we're not gonna keep this shield, but right now we just getting what we can. Now when it comes to like crates and stuff, you can just destroy them from afar. Plate vest. We're gonna sell all this stuff once we get done. When it comes to these barrels, if you can, hit them from afar, because some of them will explode and do damage to you. So you don't wanna always run up to them and try to break them, because they'll do some damage to you. Now you see that how he got ignited? Now you see how he didn't? Because it's a chance to ignite with the if you look on it, yeah, 25% chance to ignite, and it does 10 to 15 fire damage. There you go. Alright, here's our first support gem. Arcane support. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this, it's a blue gem, and you see how it says supportable skills fireball on the left there? And what does this arcane surge do? You gain arcane surge after spending a total of 15 mana on upfront cost of a supported skill. So if I use 15 mana in casting fireball, once I've hit that 15 mana, this will prop. This arcane surge, it'll grant me 10% casting speed, it'll grant me mana regeneration, and while it's up, I'll also be able to do 10% more spell damage. So let's put that on. Now you see I only use 6 mana on that, right? So we're gonna do 1. There you go. And arcane surge is up. We'll do it again just to make sure you can kind of see it. There you go. Mana regeneration, casting speed is up, and of course I'll be doing more damage. Now you can see how it's dumping my mana and doing that. That's another reason why we gotta rely on this for right now. After a while, you're gonna basically get rid of your default attack. You're never gonna use this. But right now we gotta kind of manage our MP. Our mana. Two for one.
And I thought I'd be a dead woman by now.
Alright, we have leveled up, so now we can go into here, and we have 1 point to use. Mana, energy shield, spell damage, and mana. Basically, you'll be able to like just hover over them and see this side is going towards minions. I'm not really going to be doing minions on this build, so instead we'll head over here to this side. Because we won't be using minions, so I'll apply those points there. And now we have plus 16 to our spell damage and a little bit more mana. Alright. Alright, we got a boss. Well, a mini boss here. The key to fighting some of these bosses, especially in the beginning, is to hit and run. Hit them, run. And because, again, we're going to be relying on our damage over time. So we're going to keep hitting them with this fireball. There you go. Alright. As you can see, he's eating health. Gonna run. Try to set him on fire again. That didn't do it. It's a 25% chance, so there we go. Set him on fire. Let that fire eat at him. We should be able to kill him with this next two. There. Alright. So now we got a driftwood club on the ground. See all of this white? All this white, we now this we're gonna take. Well, no, we're not gonna take none of this. It's white. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Screw it. All right, we're gonna head up here. All right. And our first area is Lion's Eye. And as you can see over here, you see this? My fireball has its own leveling system. It'll become more powerful and things of that nature, and the stats on it become more powerful as I have it equipped to my gear when I'm fighting. So even your spells and stuff like that have an ability. And of course, this is have a leveling system. Here's our waypoint. We can use that to teleport around whenever we need to. Alright. Now in this city, you're gonna have a stash. Alright, and this stash, I got a ton of shit in this stash from my other characters. But we're gonna act like we don't have anything. We're gonna act like we can't rely on this stash for real.
I saw what you did to Hillock out there, Witch. Your black art is the reason you're here, in exile. It may also be the only thing that allows you to see another dawn. I'm Nessa, and I suppose I should thank you for ridding us of that putrid giant. Back in Oriath, I judged your kind without hesitation. In Rayclast, I don't have that luxury. Lion Eye's watch isn't much, but it's ours. We could use you here, while you live. But should you wish to venture out, do just one thing for me. Out on the coast, amongst the wrecks, there must be a ship's medicine chest. I have many to care for, and there's only so much I can do with herbs and seawater.
You can purchase items here, like pieces of gear and stuff like that. And you can even purchase gems for scrolls of wisdom, which is what you need to identify with. You'll also be getting other stuff like transmutations, orbs, and stuff like that that you'll use as currency as well.
God hasn't abandoned us.
A wayfish, waterlogged witch, washed up in Rayclast. That's the first line of the poem I'm writing about you, Exile. Easy, girl. You could scorch your blood with a look like that. The name's Bestel, captain of the good ship Merry Gull. At last, my Merry Gull is gone. My crew is gone. But my wits remain, after a fashion. There's an island, a hop, skip and a wade offshore of the terraces. That's where my Merry Gull ran aground. Watched the locals spit roast the ship's doctor, but his medicine chest might still be there, amongst the splinters and bones. It'd have everything Nessa might need. Dr. Shaky Hands Opton was lousy with a scalpel and even worse with a saw, but he knew his apothecary. Explains the shaky hands, if you ask me.
And of course, you can talk to them and get you can get more information about each other, about everyone around you, and of course the world as a whole.
Harold, the Merry Gull's cook, washed up on the rocks over yonder. Dead as a doornail he was, buried him myself. Then, a few days later, I see him on the beach. A little worse for wear, but upright, shuffling about. A land full of disturbing surprises, this Rayclast. Poor Nessa. Not even a mother herself, and yet she cares for us all. And what a sickly, pathetic brood we are. May she live to have her own family, a real family. If anyone deserves that, Nessa does.
And of course you can talk to her about
What
him.
little help I can offer is yours. The Merry Gull ran aground on the tidal island trying to escape from pirates. As tends to happen here in Rayclast, her crew met a far worse fate. Cannibals. Tarkley pulled Bestel from some hideaway in the wreckage. The ship's only survivor. Whether the ordeal fractured his mind or whether it was just in his nature all along, it's clear that Bestel sails a different course to the rest of us. Be well.
We'll go over here to talk to Tarkley.
Fine work with Hillock. Where'd you learn to fight like that? No, forget I asked. We exiles have no history. Dominus took it from us when he had his blackguards dump us in the water out there. Here, got something for you. Should help you kill a few more of those undead bastards. Don't bother thanking me. The way I figure it, the longer we fighters live, the longer everyone lives.
Alright. So now you can kind of you get a choice of one of these gems for your abilities. You can click on the exclamation point to learn about what support gems are good for that particular skill. And it'll give you the recommended ones on the left, and then the other ones on the right here. We need if you were going ice style, you would choose something like freezing pulse, rolling magma for fire, lightning tendrils for, you know, if you're doing like an elemental build. Of course, necromancers, we would choose the raise zombie skill. This is for more of like if you want to stick to using your wand, but we're going to be using blight because we're going for a damage over time, baby. And of course, you can read all of these different things here and learn about stuff.
Farewell.
And then, of course, once you get through talking to one person, you might want to go back and talk to others.
What now?
Because they'll have something to say about that person.
Hello. Tarkley's as good a man as you can find on this god-forsaken coast. He has some wrongs to right, no doubt. What they are, I've never asked, and I never will. If not for Tarkley, we'd all be dead.
So now you understand the way dialogue will happen in this game.
Take care.
You'll want to talk to people several times over to kind of like learn things. So then, of course, we're going to take our goal is going to be to get out of this armor and stuff like that, out of this regular like plate stuff. So we're going to go ahead and just put that on there for the time being, and now we have blight. Alright, so we're going to head out this door here to the coast. And now you want to kind of test your powers.
I know that stench. Just like my sisters upon the pyre.
So we know that right there is. Alright. That. Okay, that works like that. Alright, quest complete. So now we'll run around on here. Find some peoples. Find some. At this point, you're going to be mainly just wanting to make sure you fully clear a map. Find everything on it. You're just going to spam it one good time. Like that. because you don't want to like sink all your blight, so you just want to spam it a little bit. Get that. There you go. Alright. Impaled corpse. Got a scroll of wisdom. We're gonna need that. And we got more iron gauntlets on the ground. We're gonna leave those. And we have, of course, something you can listen to here. I'm gonna move away a little bit. As you can see, it says click level up. Our fireball leveled up, and our blight gem leveled up. Good job. Good job, people. Alright, we can listen to this.
Khan's canoe struck this sand with the force of destiny. At his beck, the greatest war host in Kardui history tamed the wild sea, their canoes coupling with the land one by one. Lion-eyed gemlings met us with shining metal and bold words. Hyri's arrows withered their pride. Khan's axes silenced their despair. Marseilles Lion-Eye fought bravely to the last. Khan honored the place on his belt. Khan has shown Rayclast our Kardui strength. Khan will teach Rayclast the Kardui way.
Alright. Level that up. Always make sure to level those up. That's how your stuff gets more powerful. And you see how it slows them down when they try to come up on with it? Yeah. And again, you can just hit the tab button, see how much of the map you're clearing. Kind of also let you know which way to go. Ow. Also be careful about taking fire damage and different types of damage over time. A big thing in this game is going to be resistances. You're going to want to make sure you can get as many resistances as you can, so that you can, because elemental resistances in this game, unlike Diablo 4, having elemental resistances in this game matters a lot. So you're gonna want to really, like spec for that kind of stuff. Nothing's dropping. Just getting experience right now. Alright, let's take a look at our... Okay. Cut back around this way. Alright, we export all of that.
Time to burn!
Okay, we got another boss. This boss does a lot of fire. And you notice she likes to zip around. We gotta keep moving. Keep moving. That. Remember, you got your health potions.
Die!
Oh! So when you die in this game, you can choose to resurrect at town or resurrect at a checkpoint. If you go to a checkpoint, you'll resurrect at the nearest opening or at the nearest teleport you have.
To learn is to live.
All right, we're gonna go back and fight that girl. And because you can tell, like, she's basically a fire mage, so we gotta be careful. We can't really use our fire on her because she's gonna be. I mean, we can, but she's gonna be resistant to it. So we're gonna need to kind of mix in some of our fire alongside
Die! Die!
Oh no!
Die! Burn! Die!
Make sure you keep your healing potions in hand.
Die!
Woo! We kill each other. What up? She's still alive a little bit. Alright. You're gonna die a couple of times. Like I said, you don't have much right now. And like I said, you saw how like that fire was killing me so fast? Because I don't have no resistances. I don't have any resistances right now. So it's kind of good that you're seeing this fight, because this kind of shows you how important having resistances to the elements are. I think with this character we're gonna go dual wands.
Die! Die!
Alright. Get that right there. Okay, let's go ahead and do what we want to do here. More spell damage, more into our intelligence. Our intelligence raises our mana and our energy shield. Yeah, we'll go intelligence for now. Spread all that disease. Spread all that fireball. Fireball. There you go. The orbs of transmutation. Those are basically like part of your currencies that you'll be using to like buy stuff. And you can also use them, as you can see. You can upgrade a normal item to a magic item by using them as well. So they have multiple uses. Not only are they currency, but you can use them on your weapons and stuff. Oh god. And as you can see, when you kill, you'll refill your health flask and stuff like that. Oh dear. That's all evasion stuff. Alright. You see that icon on the map? That is your waypoints. You want to make sure you touch it. Make sure you click on it, touch it. And we now have a waypoint to teleport back to home if we need to. And of course, you want to follow your main quest line, while at the same time you do want to explore these areas fully so that you can get all the experience for killing everything. Okay, that's a bow. We don't need a bow. Refill on that. We don't need no swords.
Calm has removed the eternal stain from this coast. The Empire's citizens decorate our meeting houses with their heads. Our warriors build homes for our families. Our families till the earth, fish the waters, fill the air with song. The Kardui rain has yet a seedling here. Grows, gains in pride and power every day. Khan has kept his promise. The time of the Kardui has come.
Okay, let's see if we can set him on fire, because he's an ice dude.
Freeze!
Try and stay out of that range of that. Woo.
Freeze!
There we go. That medicine chest. Get that portal scroll. Portal scrolls allow you to teleport back to your to the nearest town. Always want to have those on hand. Okay. Let's continue clearing out. Alright, we got our scepter. We can actually, can we not? Oh, yeah, okay, so we can't dual wield scepters. Okay. And scepter's it's more of a melee weapon than it is a magical wand, so we'll leave it. Ooh. All right. We just got some gold gloves. Now, mind you, our shields in this game is not going to be this. Our shield's going to be energy shields. And it's blue. So we're going to go ahead and identify that. Gives us accuracy, 5 plus 5 to maximum energy shield, plus 20% increase, and we get a regenerative health of 1.7 life per second. That is going to go here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this gem and put it on here. Then we're going to take it and put it on. There we go. Now we can get rid of that. Well, we'll keep it because we're going to sell it. And it's blue, so we're going to sell it. So now, as you can see, we have this little white sliver. That is our energy shield. Damage will come from this first before it goes to our life. As you can see, and it refills back up pretty quickly too. So I'll kind of show you a tactic I like to use on mage characters, especially since you're going to be relying more on okay, now when you see how they're glowing blue, that means that these guys are specially statted. You can kind of like hover over them. Extra life. Yeah, they all have extra life, and you see they attack and move faster than normal. And again, you just want to hit and run. Hit and run. Don't get stuck on anything, just hit and run. Here we go. And usually they drop stuff. Yep, we have a Paula amulet, and we have wool shoes. Both of those are blue, and the amulet is going to give us regeneration, so we're definitely going to want to identify that. And it gives us 1 max to our energy shield. So now we have better regeneration for our magic. And what is our wool shoes going to give us? More regeneration to our life and an extra some to our energy shield. Very, very good. See, now we're starting to get somewhere with our armor. We're starting to get somewhere now with our armor setup. And we got a simple robe. Great. We can take this off and put this robe on and drop this white chest. Now with the robe, we've got some more. Look at that energy shield we got. Now the way I got this set up is I would use my fireball from long range, and then once they come into range, I'll use that. Alright, let's First, let's do this. Ain't nothing. Alright, let's take a look at this robe. This robe gives me energy shield 14. That one, energy 17. Alright. And this one has a 2 linked. These two aren't linked. But this one has red. Your red jewels, blue jewels are usually for spells. Red jewels are usually for melee abilities. And your gold jewels, for your gold slots like this one, are used mainly for like dexterity type stuff, like bow and arrow type stuff, throwing knives, stuff like that. And each one has their own sets of like support skills. But I'm gonna switch these out just because of the fact that I would have no use for that red. But I probably will have use for the gold there. Now I'm just aiming to get this helmet off. Alright, so we're good. I think we're good. So we got leveled up our fire gem, our arcane support, all that good stuff. Take this, teleport back to Lion's Eye. Give her this chest.
I'd almost stopped believing in miracles. This medicine chest. It's greater than the serums and salves it holds. It tells us that we can do more in Wraeclast than merely suffer. I've not much to offer in return, but please, take something in thanks for what you've done.
Alright. What's this? We have a channeling ability in Blight. Blight's a channeling ability. If we look at it here, where's it at? There it is. See, it's an AoE chaos channeling. So what we have here, channeling support. Protecting you from damage while you channel it. Infusion lasts 6 seconds after you finish channeling. Gain infusion of channeling support skill for 1.6 seconds. Supported skills do 15% more damage. Okay.
While we live, we are blessed.
Yeah, of course we'll talk to
What little
her.
help I can offer is yours.
We'll sell by dragging this over here. As you can see, we're gonna get alteration shards. 20 of those will give us an actual orb of alteration. And we're gonna take this medium flask and we're gonna set it down here. Boom. Alright. Now what you could do,
Yes?
be that we have 2 orbs of transmutation. We can purchase something from her. She's got a wand. We can actually use spell damage. Adds fire to spell and attacks. Now you're gonna get tons of these scrolls, so don't be afraid to grab something you see that you like. The only problem with these is there's red on them. Ah. Yeah, we'll get this one. Gotta be level 6. Bleh. We'll get there though. Alright.
Be well.
Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and sell
Hello.
her this sell her that for a scroll fragment. Once you get 5 of these, it'll become a scroll of wisdom.
God hasn't abandoned us.
Alright.
So, you managed to salvage Shaky Hand's druggery. Nicely done. Nessa will put it to good use. More than that benumbed quack Optin ever did.
Alright. Tarkly?
Got a job for you, if you're willing. There's a pool near the mudflats needs investigating. You'll smell it before you see it. Stinks like a carcass in high summer. But that's not the worst of it. Dead birds walking. Animals don't rise up again the same as people do here. So if they aren't raising themselves, what's doing it for them? The answer's in that fetid pool. Clear the place out and kill whatever's raising those rowers. We've got enough living dead to contend with already.
Alright.
Farewell.
We got our new quest, and now what we can do is we can go to our teleporter here, and it'll teleport us to the teleporter that we got in the coast. So that's going to be your main loop when you're traveling around, is you're going to want to be trying to find these teleporters out in the world, activating them, so that when you teleport from the cities, you can just teleport to those areas. We've already done title. Now we got a question mark to hit up, so we're going to go ahead and head out there. We'll head up to the mudflats. Alright. Let's see what we want to do. When it comes to this, you're going to want to like look around for some of these big nodes here, these mastery nodes. And you're going to want to like see what kind of stuff you're looking for. You can also do this. You can go to the search bar, and we're going to look up damage over time. And then you can see, you'll notice certain ones will be glowing. And that's basically letting you know that that particular thing has something to do with that damage over time. Alright, so we need to be heading up this way. We're going to level up, heading up this way until we get up here, so we can take care of that damage over time meter. We want to do that. So now we got a pathway to our leveling. That's kind of how you want to do this. You want to get that pathway to your leveling up. Of course, again, periodically looking on the main map, bringing that main map up so you can see. Make sure to group the enemies up if you can, so you can get them all at once. sure you get these chests. Scroll of wisdom.
I think this ray class will serve.
Ah. There we go. Dual winding it up. So now what we can do is we can take our blight, stick it over here, and you see if we hover over our channeling support, it says on the supportable skills that fireball isn't supported, but blight is. So we're gonna put that on the chain link right here. And if first, if you want to see the difference, you look at the stats on blight down here. It tells you what everything is, right? Debuff lasts 2 seconds, all of that good stuff. But then you'll see the stats from this be on here once we do this. And now you can see the infusion stats on the blight itself. And you should see it operate differently. You see that shield that got over me now whenever I do that? That's how it works, people. Look how much damage it does. Ridiculous now. Alright. There's another chest. Portal scroll. And a medium life flask. And it automatically, if you don't have a space there, it'll automatically put it there. What we're going to do is we're going to switch it over to this side. There you go. And then we're going to level up again. We're just going to keep pushing up this way. Investigate the mudflats for strange glyphs. Okay. Another chest. Okay, these enemies have extra life. You see how it kind of protects me? Blast shank. Nope. As you can see, that little exclamation point means there's something of interest right here. Found one of the glyphs. Alright. Oh. Almost died. Another scroll of wisdom. And you're basically going to get those through like mad drops and everything like that. You're gonna have tons of scrolls. Damn it. Just getting in that groove of just knowing what your abilities do. And just getting in the groove of doing them in that particular order. always try to get an ability that does AoE damage of some kind. Because the idea is clearing enemies out fast in large groups. Armor scrap allows you to upgrade your armor, of course. Okay, now this enemy, I take damage over time being near it. So I gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. See, it's like slowly killing me when I'm near him. There we go. All right. Whew. All right, let's go back to that glyph wall. And then we'll just keep our double wand set up. All right. Head back down there and let's get in there. And if you hit the C key, you can kind of see what level you are. Go down here. And of course, always want to make sure you get that. If you happen to be full of like items in your inventory, this will be the perfect time to teleport back, sell everything, and then teleport right back up here to this area. But because I haven't been picking up any of those whites, we don't have to worry about that. we need to back up a little bit. Oh shoot, we're gonna get caught. Woo. That. Get that. We're gonna pick up those boots, even though we don't need those boots. We're gonna pick them up because we're gonna sell them because they're gold. We're gonna put that on there, get rid of that small one. Here we go. Woo! All right.
I need more mana.
A lot of enemies. A lot of enemies. All right. Just beelining towards that, baby. All right. Oops. Didn't want to pick that up. Where did I? Okay, Okay, yeah, I do need to pick that up. Just so I can have it on for the time being. Okay. Now, another thing you're going to learn how to do. Level up that gem. Now you see these gold enemies? These gold enemies are like mini bosses. They attack faster and usually are stronger.
Life is too precious to waste on you. I need more mana.
All right, superior wool gloves. Now the quality, as you can see, how normally it says just regular energy shield 12, but this says quality plus 17%. You can use items to basically make your gear more powerful than it naturally comes with. So when we actually identify this, %6 rarity of items found, energy shield, resistance to lightning. Okay, yeah, so our current gloves are actually better than these. Alright. But they're gold, so we'll keep them. Shit. A large mana flask. And we got a vine circlet. That's what I was looking for. Vine circlets. We can replace our helmet with that. Toss that helmet out. There we go. 90? 70 and 70? I'm gonna go ahead and replace. Oh wait. Oh, I have to identify it. Because that's right, even your flasks have attributes on them. There we go. Alright. Where are we at? Oh god. Froze me. Level those up. Oh god. Oh dear.
I need more mana.
Okay. That mini boss is pretty rough. Okay. And because we got health regeneration, we don't need to worry about using no potions right now. Just need to take our time. All right. Now, what you can do in situations like this, where we're in an area that has a quest that we can complete before we even go and accept that quest. So we're going to go and do that now. We're going to go and complete this quest. Even though this quest is... Even though we haven't gotten this quest yet. Purifying Flame. We got another spell. We're beyond it, boy. We're there. All right. Because this area down here, the flooded depths, this is actually an area where you can, there's a boss in here. We're going to try and beat it before we even go and accept the quest. I might need to put that on. That's got 3 links that are blue. There we go. All right. Roll the wisdom. No. There we go. God damn it, I didn't want to pick that up. Got 2 large mana flasks. We're making it happen, boy. We're making it happen, slowly but surely. All right. Okay. Ow. All right. Woo. We did it. We get these 2 rusted coifs off the ground. You'll always want to do these. These little frozen setups here, you always want to do these. You'll get a whisper. It'll tell you what you get when you're here. You'll get a whisper of essence, whispering essence of greed, and it'll tell you what kind of modifiers they have. Extra lightning damage exposure, and they are resistant to lightning and shock. Alright. You'll have to click this middle guy 3 times to ensure that you want to do this. we go. And now these whispering essences, as you can see, upgrades a normal item to rare with one guaranteed property. Properties restricted to level 35 and below. And it'll tell you what it is. Like a weapon. If you put this on a weapon, it'll give it physical attack least as life. If you put it on armor, it'll give it a maximum life. You put it on a quiver, it'll give you attack damage least as life. You put it on the belt, you can see where it's going. You'll find different types of these too that you can get. All right. And you always want to go for those whenever you see those little shrines, because they give you these kind of little temporary powers right here. You always want to go for them whenever you see them. Alright, let's make sure we've cleared this place out completely. Okay, I think we've done our part. And now what you can do as well is you can do a bit of forward thinking. And what I like to do, and I would say do this just so that you can kind of like make your playthrough a little bit more speedy. Instead of going back to the main city, back to Lion's Eye to turn in my quest, I'm gonna keep pushing forward because the game will let you just keep going to the ledge. I'm gonna push forward to the ledge, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward until I get to the next spot. I'm gonna keep pushing forward till I get to the next teleporter. Level up again. Plus 6% to damage over time modifier. Multiplier. I couldn't reach my health. I couldn't reach my health button fast enough. Look at that fire damage. Look how much fire damage that is. Again, like, this is the kind of thing, like, resistances are so important. Whether you get them from your rings, whether you get them from the whether you get them from your rings, whether you get them from the passive skill tree, stack those resistances up. Look how much damage that does. So, and then you see there's extra stuff happening on the screen that he can do. Like, he could put them frost things down while he's burning me. Whew, shit. Okay. Now the Whispering Essence of Hatred. If you put it on a bow, you get cold damage, or you get cold damage on any of the weapons. On the armor, you get resistance, cold resistance. All right, what do we need here? I'll get that small life one because it's got a modifier on it. So we're gonna go ahead and look at that. What's that modifier? Oh, oh no, it's worthless. Worthless. Okay. All right, let's keep moving. You can see our dots are a little bit stronger now due to our Alright. Now that we've got this, now we can take this and we'll go back to we'll go back to Lion's Watch and we'll turn these two quests in. Gonna go ahead and sell these coifs. We don't use these coifs. I'll sell this. And we'll sell this. And we're gonna get 15 transmutations, 7 alteration shards, transmutation shards, and alchemy shards.
Take care.
Now, what you would do is you would come in here and you would stack them up. You would stack them up in your little thingy here. You would come in here and you would just stack up all the little things you get. Transmutation shards. Once you get 20, when you put it in there, it's going to turn into 1. So you'll just take that one and just move it like that. Once you get 20 of these alteration shards, you'll get an alteration orb. You just put that over there like that. Once you get 20 of those alchemy shards, you'll get an alchemy orb. Put that in there like that. Put those shards there. Put purifying flame away. And the armor scrap allows you to upgrade the quality of an armor. And you can also upgrade the quality of a weapon with the blacksmith's whetstone. Alright. And then, of course, you would just run over.
Now that you've drained that passage, best I warn you about something. I was running down a wounded rower one night's eve when I glimpsed something in that waterlogged cavern. Looked a bit like a sand spitter, only the size of a bloody ox. I reckon it's nesting down in those flooded depths somewhere. If you're going that way, then do us a favor. Spill the old shield crab's guts before it gets hungry and comes looking for us.
Now, mind you, that dialogue was him giving me the quest to go kill that crab. But since I've already killed it, we're just going to automatically complete the quest. What we want is this. Our dot over time, contagion. Now, this is where the game becomes a little bit better now. Because now I actually have a movement skill. Which is Frostblink.
You managed to kill a granddaddy crab. A pity you couldn't lug it up out of the caves for us. Could have made quite the chowder out of it. No matter. We've got one less reason to fear the dark, and I've got one more thing to thank you for.
And we get a passive skill point.
I've traveled inland on the Emperor's Road via Prisoner's Gate. Had to skirt around Axiom Prison. That's the holdfast of Brutus the Warden. Bloody treacherous trip it was. Worth it? There's forest inland. Game, berries, fruit. More food than we can scrounge here. But most here wouldn't survive the journey. Would be a damn sight easier if we could pass through the prison. Tell you what. You carve us a path up the coast. Find us a way past or through Brutus. And you'll have more than a few lives owing to you.
So, of course, again, you can read all that good stuff if you want to read it.
Stay sharp out there.
Now we've got ourselves a movement skill. First and foremost, let's use that so we can get our free point. And now we're going to put our movement skill on. Now what I like to do is I like to put the movement skill right there. And then we'll put blight here. And we'll take that off. Like that. Well, actually, no. We're going to put contagion on. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to put contagion right here. Then we'll put blight here. Alright. So now, we're going to go head back and we're going to do the mud flats. And we're going to kind of like see exactly... we're going to see exactly how we feel now that we have ourselves a movement skill and some extra abilities. Put that down. That's gonna put a dot on them. What's cool about that dot is if they die to it, it'll spread to nearby enemies. Like you see how it pops? It'll spread to nearby enemies if they die to it.
I'm ready, and not
Woo.
before.
All right. Now we have two objectives here. That is to kill the boss of this place, and to just overall clear it out. Medium life flask. Place this small one. This place is like a big ass circle. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put that on him. There you go. Get some dots on him. Keep that dot on him. Keep that dot on him. There we go. Take that rapier to sell it. All right. Level that stuff up. Spray it. Spray it. Spray it. Spray it. Yeah. Shield up. Okay, nothing else is of any worth. Okay, so I missed an enemy or two. There we go. Nice, clear, cool looking waters again. Now what we can do is we can just go into our inventory, click on our teleport scroll, and just go right back to Lion's Eye, just like that. We'll go to her, or sell our shield, sell this right here.
Goodbye.
We come over here. We'll put our stuff away.
A necromancer? Just the one, was it? Guess the bastard got a bit lonely, decided to make himself some pets. Well, good to see you don't mind getting your hands good and filthy. Here, to mark a dirty job well done.
And now these are respect points.
Stay sharp out there.
And what respect points allow you to base. Let's say I made a mistake and I didn't want these. I can collect refund passives, and it'll allow me to refund my points and get those points back. But I only have 2 refund points that I can actually get back. You'll get more of these as you complete quests and stuff like that. But it also pays. It's very important that you plan out how you want to build a character, or should I say, it pays to figure that out as early as possible, so that you don't end up having to refund a lot of points. But as you can see, we made ourselves to almost level 10, basically level 10. We've taking out some of these like different parts. What I like again is I like the ability to fine tune even with your abilities themselves. Making sure that your buttons are right, making sure that you're keeping up with upgrading your flask, and making sure that you're fully clearing the areas when you go into them. Because again, in the beginning like this, your main thing is going to be experience points. You want to get all the experience you can. So you're going to want to basically clear out the entirety of a map once you're in it. Or if you're in a dungeon, you're going to want to clear out the entirety of the dungeon once you're in them. As you can see, these dungeons can take quite a bit of time, 10-15 minutes. Later on, dungeons are going to start taking 30-45 minutes, I think. I think some of the longer ones that I've been doing have been taking like about 30 minutes or so, maybe. I think it's mainly because my build is kind of slow right now. I don't have a build that allows me to like steamroll. I can steamroll, but I can't steamroll to the point of like just being able to just zip through a map. But like on average, about 20 to 30 minutes are some of your longer ones. So like, just, be ready. Be ready to take on, a plethora amount of enemies. You're going to start getting into some hairy fights. There's going to be some very hairy ones. That's the reason why you really want to push all the way till you get your movement skill. Know that your movement skill has a cooldown. Like for instance, the cooldown on my Frost Blink is 2.9 seconds. So you need to be aware of that when you're using your dodging skills. Know that your cooldown, even if you dodge, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be still moving around, running around and stuff, all because you now have the ability to do a teleport or something like that. Even when you're teleporting, you want to keep moving. But this has been like the kind of the beginner to get you right in, or to get you into the game, get you moving, kind of let you know what's happening around you when it comes like to the systems that are at play. Again, you've got the passive tree, you've got the jewel gem system, and just knowing what you need for the class that you're trying to play and the way you're trying to play it. Thanks guys for watching. I'm Amon-Rellik, the God Slayer. Amon-Rellik.